What is up, everybody? You are very welcome along to our match reaction here after Liverpool beat Newcastle by 3-1 in a game that never really caught fire, but I never really felt like we weren't going to win either. I mean, so much to unpack in this one. Obviously, there's the news about Fabinho and Virgil van Dijk, who are unavailable because of COVID. There's the Trent worldie. There's Mohamed Salah continuing on this great form. So much for us to unpack. But before we get stuck into anything, want to give a shout out to our sponsors today. All of today's matchday content has been brought to you with thanks to our friends at the fantastic OneFootball app. You know what the OneFootball app is. If you don't know, let me just give you a brief explanation. Firstly, it's the best football app out there, bar none. Secondly, it's entirely free. And thirdly, you get not just your fixture list, your video content, all your transfer news and rumours as well, augmented reality features, so much in there to keep you entertained, whether you just have a couple of minutes to spare or you really want to get stuck into some long articles. Plenty on there to keep you amused. The link is in the description. It is entirely free, and that'll bring you to the landing page for a Google download or an Apple download, whichever one you are. It's in the link in the description. Thank you very much. Right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we feeling? I mean, pretty straightforward evening's work overall. Wasn't vintage, but we got the job done. And I'm just seeing replays now of that Trent Alexander-Arnold goal, and just an absolute worldie. An absolute worldie. So look, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to go through and ask you guys for some suggestions for man of the match. I'm just getting emails through here a go every 2 seconds. Sorry, just a couple of things just emailed through that distracted me. Yeah, sorry, my apologies. Let us know your suggestions for man of the match, and I'll get Connor to put in a poll so you guys can vote on it. I mean, there were some good performances around the pitch today. I thought Canade was very good. I thought Trent was exquisite. Look, I don't think there was really any bad performances. All I felt today was I felt a little bit sad for Sadio, because I felt his performance deserved the goal. Jota got his, Mohamed Salah got his, Trent got a worldie as well. It would have been a perfect night to cap it off if Sadio got his goal. But I tell you who caught my eye. At the very end of the game when he came on, Naby Keita, even though it was a little brief cameo, there was enough in that few minutes to let us know that we still have an unbelievably good footballer there in Naby Keita. The amount of times he wins the ball back high up the pitch and looks to get going on the front foot, isn't afraid to have a shot either, Naby. So, yeah, look, I'm just delighted we got the win. You know, great to hear that Chelsea dropped points. Let me just reiterate that. Chelsea did drop points. They dropped points to Everton today, 1-1 at Stamford Bridge. So, I mean, look, it's also Manchester City at the minute. 3 points then back to, well, Manchester City 1 ahead of us, 3 points then back from us to Chelsea, and then the chasing pack. So all we can do right now is try and grind out the wins. Sometimes it's not going to be pretty. This is a particularly congested fixture time of the year. We just got to wait and see what happens. Hopefully the Spurs game goes ahead on Sunday as scheduled. I'm going to hand it over to you guys. I'm going to just go straight into the chat and see how everybody's feeling. Canade, man of the match out. Trent with a missile to Anthony Davies. Jota shouts for man of the match. Naby was brilliant when he came on. Again, I'll get Connor to put the vote in the Anfield agenda man of the match. I think Canade has to be in there. I think Trent has to be in there. Who else should be in there for man of the match today? I don't want to put Matip in there because I don't want two centre backs, because that makes it feel like we were defending a lot. But Matip was, again, really good. We wondered at times we're having over Virgil van Dijk there, who was going to step up, who was going to hit these pinging passes and split open defences. I tell you what, some of the passes from Matip were beautiful. Naby was quality. Thought Canade was as well, said Josh Crouch. Thank you for the super chat, Josh. Yeah, I thought Naby was brilliant when he came on, mate. Brilliant. Kate says Canade for man of the match. Walter said Trent. Somebody else said Salah. Oxlade-Chamberlain was alright, Darren. I don't think he should be up there for man of the match personally, but I think, again, it was just a little bit lacking end product from Oxlade-Chamberlain. I felt the endeavour was there from him, the work rate, the power, the direct running, but no end product. So ultimately I found it a bit frustrating. But again, it shows that Jurgen Klopp clearly has trust in Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, because no Fabinho today and he slipped straight in. Look, I don't want to knock anybody. We got the result. That's all that matters. Mash reckons Thiago had a bad game. Was it bad? I mean, sloppy. Certainly should have done better with the clearance. Look, that goal for me will annoy me. Even though we won the game, I look back on that goal. Thiago should have cleared it better. No doubt about that. But after that, I don't know what Alisson was doing. I'm genuinely confused, because Even after John Joe Shelvey hit the strike, and it was a lovely clean strike from Shelvey, we know he's capable of that. Alisson was already taking a step to his left after the ball had left John Joe Shelvey's foot. I don't understand. He was then flat-footed and the ball was in the corner of the net. But look, we can't change time. They did get the opening goal, but the lads didn't panic. And within a few minutes, we had it turned around to 2-1. Newcastle fans could probably feel a little bit annoyed by the fact that two of their players were down when Diogo Jota scored. My reply to that is they were two chancing clowns, both of them, looking at. One of them looked up to see if the ref was looking. So you don't get free kicks for combining into or clashing into your own players. Somebody will say it's a head injury. I still say he was chancing his arm. There was nothing wrong with him. He got up and continued on the game, and Mike Dean waved it away. So you play to the whistle. That's what we're all taught to do as footballers, as kids, play to the whistle. Alan Gregg said, should have beat Newcastle more comfortably. Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win. Trent's goal though, and look, I am sick to death, as are all Liverpool fans, were having to hear the continuous disrespect towards Trent Alexander-Arnold. Just know this: the young man is a generational player, an era-defining right-back. And for those who say he can't defend, go watch his challenge on Ryan Fraser in the first half. Go watch that and tell me that he can't defend. Because that was a challenge that all the great centre-backs down the years, all the great right-backs, left-backs would have been proud of. Got a touch on the ball as well, so there's no saltiness about a possible penalty. And then, up the other end of the park, he just rifles one in from 25 yards, top bins. He can do everything. Doesn't mean that the likes of Reece James aren't good right backs. They are. They're just not Trent Alexander-Arnold. So let's all just take a minute here to appreciate what a talent this young man is. A young man, by the way, who isn't even in his prime yet. He's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Love him. Love him so much. What a performance. Salah, best football player, and you're the best YouTuber. I mean, we'll take that, John. We'll take 2 W's there. Again, great tonight. Mohamed Salah now 15 consecutive games with goal involvements, which ties the record with Jamie Vardy, and I can't remember who the other one was. But yeah, he's still in that streak, so he can continue it. And look, again, he's just reiterated his top of the Premier League goal scoring table as well. And what is that now? Is that 13 Premier League goals for Mo with 10 goal involvements maybe? It's ridiculous. He's absolutely phenomenal. And Diogo Jota today as well played really well. But I do feel for Sadio, because I think he had a good game today, Sadio. It was just another frustrating one for him. But I'm just seeing a replay here of Trent's goal. I love the way he uses Mike Dean there, by the way, as a little guide. And look, they're trying to say that Mike Dean blocked the keeper's vision. Keeper could have been there 3 times and he still wasn't saving that. So try and bitch and cry and moan about Mike Dean getting in the way all you want. At the end of the day, there was nobody stopping that from Trent. Look at it. Appreciate it. Bow down to it. It's beautiful. 15 goals. 15 goals. My apologies. 15 goals. Unbelievable. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, we are going to have to get this lad's contract sorted out, by the way, because he can't do any more. He can't. I mean, he's only one man. Mane very lucky, or unlucky lately, excuse me, said George. Yeah, I feel like he just needs something to go in. Might take a little bit of luck, but yeah, he's been brilliant. Paul said, hey Craig, thanks so much for the great work on the watch along. Great 3 points. Gone through some tough moments with my son who's struggling with mental health, and your channel he loves. Well, look, Paul, I mean, I hope your son is okay. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. But mental health, we all go through it, particularly in the time of the world that we're in now, mate, with COVID and, not being able to see friends and family members and worrying about people being sick and stuff. So all I will say is lots of love to your son. I hope he continues to watch, continues to enjoy, and continues to prosper. And all of us here, give him a big virtual hug, mate. So nothing but love to your son, and I hope that I hope brighter days are ahead from real soon, my man. Glad Chelsea dropped points. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting Everton to get at him from that game. Even when it was 0-0 the longest way into it, I thought as soon as Mason Mount scored around the 70th minute mark and Chelsea got the lead that they'd see it out. But fair play, Rafa got the job, got a point for Everton there and helped us out as well, so we'll take that. Hey Craig, haven't been in for a while, but do you think I should run on the pitch when I go to Ireland, Scotland? No mate, don't run on the pitch. But again, appreciate you being in with us. Right, the Anfield Agenda Man of the Match poll is up there at the minute if you guys want to have a little vote of it. The 4 options for you are Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah, Ibrahima Konate and other. And when we get to, 500 votes, maybe we'll close it off. Maybe no, so we'll leave it running a little bit longer. Let's see if we can get up to 1,000 votes in there. But we've had 391 votes so far, and Trent leads with 60% of the vote. Kaz, thank you for the super chat. My man said, big win, boys, keep going. Yeah, that's all it is, mate. At this time of the year, you've just got to grind out the wins. It won't always be pretty. You know, we won't see the performances that we've maybe become a little bit spoiled with at times with this group. But one thing we do know is they won't hide away and they won't shirk the challenge. So it's going to be an epic battle for the Premier League title this season. Honestly, I still do hold City as favourites, but I think if anybody's capable of keeping pace with them, it's us. And I think both teams now, at least on 6-game winning streaks, I think, if my memory's right. And we can't ask for much more. But we just hope City drop points. But with that squad they have and the way they're able to interchange it, it's going to be difficult. But I'm proud of our boys for continuously digging in and finding a way. Man of the match for Ryan. Give man of the match to Other, says Adris. Why, who's Other, mate? Who's your suggestion? Always happy to hear of any other shouts. Craig, was Canade good today? Yes. Both our centre-backs were very good today, but Canade, he just showed the physicality to his game today. I thought he was brilliant. I was very, very impressed with Ibrahima Canade today. And I tell you what, Joe Gomez is back and he's fit, but he's got one hell of a fight on his hands to try and force his way back in to this Liverpool centre-back shake-up because, I mean, Ibu was brilliant. And Joel Matip, to me, has been our best centre-back this season. Which of our players do you think will win the Puskás Award this year? I love the way you're just assuming one of our boys wins it. I don't know, but I hope we haven't seen the Puskás Award winning goal yet. I hope there's still a worldie to come from somewhere. But that goal from Trent, I mean, I was eulogising about Kevin De Bruyne's one the other night because, again, it was sensational. But so happy for Trent, so happy for me who had it at 12-1 last minute, stuck a tenner on it. Happy days. Dan said City will drop points. Oh, they will. So will we. Like, everybody will drop points. But, you know, one thing you don't want to do when you're in a title race with Manchester City is let them build up a lead, let them stretch out, because they're very good front runners. You know, we need to keep pace with them and hope if they go through a bit of a wobble or have a couple of dodgy results that we're there to capitalise. And again, it's going to be another epic battle, isn't it? And I think Chelsea are still in this race as well, by the way. I'm not going to write them off because of a couple of iffy results, but it's certainly shaping up to be a very exciting Premier League campaign, both for the Champions League spots, the Premier League winner, and of course down at the other end of the pitch as well. What was Trent's goal like? Perfect, Nathan. So ball comes out, edge of the box, and referee runs across the front of Trent. John Joe Shelby's coming out to close him down, and Trent just puts his laces through it, almost uses both Mike Dean and John Joe Shelby as a guide, but it just rockets into the corner, mate. Dubravka just about got a fingertip to it, but he was never keeping it out. Andrew said, love this show, should be 24 hours. And mate, if I thought I could last it, I'd probably give it a bash. But again, if you are enjoying it, folks, please do hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video as well. We are closing in on 130,000 subscribers, and I really want to get there. I won't lie to you, I really do. What have we got? Troy NGO said, I'm a Chelsea fan, congrats to you guys, Liverpool deserves it. Class act, mate, appreciate that. And as I said, Chelsea are a phenomenal team, mate. Going through a bit of a shaky time at the minute, but still only 3 points away from us, 4 points away from Manchester City, and European champions as well, so there is that. This is what Trent does. Absolutely, Nathan. It is what he does. And it's why I'm sick of the disrespect that he gets, particularly around the defensive side of his game. But again, today, we've seen that he can defend very well. I'm just looking at Jota's goal here now. And again, the foolery there from the Newcastle players. There was nobody even hit off anyone's head. It's just complete play acting. Complete play acting. Will Paddy be joining? No, it's just me for the post-match, Michael. Me and you guys. I wanted it to just be us today so it could be as interactive as possible. Right, we're going to leave the man of the match vote up for another couple of minutes. So if you haven't had a chance to vote yet, you still have a chance there. It's Trent, Salah, Canade or other are your options. Craig, I lost my cat yesterday. Tough day watching you. Kept my mind off. Sorry to hear you lost your pet, mate. Never easy losing a pet. They are one of the family. And yeah, I'm glad that you're feeling a bit better today, though. What have we got? Gator Ale said, another day on the tools in Australia. When Trent scored, he yelled, I almost cut my hand off again. Sorry, mate. Oh, God. Shouldn't be watching me and using power tools, mate. God, yeah, that would definitely be something I wouldn't advise anybody to do, because I don't even know what I'm liable to do at the next minute. So, yeah, sorry about that one, my man, but I'm glad to hear you're safe and you're well, and lots of love over to you in Australia. How many points have you in your FPL? I'm on 70. I can't check because it's on my phone and I use my phone as the camera, so I can't check at the minute. But I'm doing alright, you know, in FPL. Have you done your player ratings yet? No. Will I do player ratings? I mean, I don't mind. I can do them if you want. Give us a thumbs up in the chat if you want me to run through and do the player ratings. If you don't, no problem. We can move on. Right, Trent won that game at both ends of the pitch for us, Craig. The Scouser in our team, said Glenn Boylan. He was wonderful, mate. He was wonderful at both ends. And I'm just seeing that tackle now. Gets enough on the ball just to nick it away. Wonderful challenge. Had to get it right or it was a penalty every day of the week. Best YouTube channel of all time. Thank you. I don't know if that's a question or a compliment. I hope it's a compliment, so let's just go yeah. But thank you, my man. Right, let's do some player ratings then. No Paddy Murphy here to go 3, 2, 1 go, so I'll just do it with me. We'll start with Alisson. 6 for Alisson for me. Again, feel free to play along, by the way. I'll give you guys enough time so you can get your comments in. But for me, Alisson still made me nervous with the ball at his feet at times. I think he just takes one touch unnecessarily too many at times. But I still don't know what he was at for the Newcastle goal. I mean, after Shelvey had struck it, he was still going in the wrong direction. He took one step to his left, and that was it. Once he'd taken that step, he was never going to be able to shift his body weight. They're really dissecting this Trent challenge on Ryan Fraser here to try and make out like they were hard done by. God bless them. Right, so Ali, you guys have gone 6, 6, 5, 7, 5.5. Ryan's gone 7, 9. Oh, come on, Aiden. He was never a 9, mate. Let's be fair. Alisson made a crucial save. No, he did do that, Philip. That's a fair show. Maybe no, I'm just going to stick with my 6, but he did make a big save. You're right, mate. In the first half, right when the game was in the balance, he did come up with a big save. And he's always barking orders as well. I love that about him. Move over to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I mean, I'm never going to give anybody a 10. I'll say that right now, but 9 for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Probably 9.5. I mean, it was just vintage Trent. Everything that you wanted from him. In an attack sense, he was there. In a defensive sense, he was there. Chipped in with a goal as well today. Always very, very troublesome from set pieces as well, particularly free kicks. So yeah, 9.5 for me from Trent. He was my man of the match without a shadow of a doubt, and there's still time for you guys to vote there. I mean, we're closing in on 1,000 votes, so if you haven't voted yet, please do. I'm going to go 9.5 for Trent. Robbo on the far side. I mean, it was a good performance from Robbo. I love how willing he is to get forward. I mean, you need an engine like a steam train to be able to do it, and Robbo, He did everything. He just missed the final ball, and I don't think it was his fault. You know, I don't think it was his fault today. So I thought Andy Robertson put in a very good shift as well. So I'm going to give Robbo 7.5. 7.5. I'm in a bit scabby here because I know if he had picked out a man and got an assist, I probably would have gone a little bit higher. But I'm going to go 7.5 for Robbo because it was a good performance. Moving into the centre backs. Both brilliant, by the way. Let me say that first and foremost. Matip, Kanade, both brilliant. We'll start with Ibu. I mean, to come in again, having not played week in and week out, and put in that level of performance, be as commanding, as he was, be as physical as he was, and be as composed as he was, I think it only bodes very well for the future for his time at Liverpool. And again, if you're Joe Gomez looking on at the current setup at Liverpool centre-backs, you're really wondering how on earth you fight your way back in. But I've no doubt that Joe Gomez, being as tough a competitor as he is, will back himself to do it. So, Kanade, 8 for me, and a very well-deserved 8. I don't feel like I'm inflating that in any way. Joe Matip, some of his passing. Look, we speak about his gallops forward. We talk about his little forays into the opposition half. But for me, some of his passing today was incisive, and there was one in the first half. I can't remember who he fed it into. I think it might have been Jota, but it was like a laser. It was so accurate. And again, to me, he's been our best centre back all season, Joel Matip. Just so consistent, so composed, so calm, so fluid. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. I thought he was every bit as deserving as a centre-back partner of a decent score. The toughest one for me to gauge today is El Capitan. Jordan Henderson slipping into the Fabinho role at times, although he was given opportunity to get forward when Thiago would drop in. Very difficult one to gauge for Hendo, because a lot of the good stuff Hendo does isn't glamorous, but it's necessary, it's needed, it's important. 7 for Hendo. I thought he was good, and I might be underrating his performance a bit here, and I'm happy to be corrected on this in the comments, because it's impossible to process straight after a match everyone's performance and not forget little moments. But I think Hendo did nothing wrong. He's just a phenomenal footballer, so important, and he must be a joy for the manager to work with as well. So got to give Hendo a 7. Moving on to Thiago, he definitely gets docked a point for his clearance that led to John Joe Shelby's goal. Because for a player that is renowned for looking up and picking out the right pass, I honestly don't know what he was doing with that clearance. It didn't have height on it. It was straight down the middle. I don't know. Maybe there was somebody that I didn't see, a Liverpool player that he just missed out or something. But yeah, it wasn't good enough. And at other times, he tried to pick holes in the defence. He's just a clever footballer, though. Very clever footballer. But he will have better days than today. But even at that, I still think it was a decent performance from Thiago. I had seen some shouts to people say he was terrible. I don't think he was terrible. I just don't think he was as fluid as we normally see from him. So I'm going to give Thiago a 6.5. Definitely docks a point though for that goal for Shelby. I don't know what he was at. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, the man that continues to divide opinion amongst Liverpool fans. Today he was asked to play on the right hand side of midfield, and one thing under Jurgen Klopp with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is he's been a bit of a utility man, a bit of a James Milner. He's played as a false 9, he's played in a midfield role, he's played wide as a forward. Today he was played on the right hand side of midfield, and there was a lot of good things from Chambo today, a lot of positive aspects to his game. But I think right at the very end, the decision making for me ultimately is what lets Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain down, because sometimes he chooses to shoot when I think he should lay it off, and sometimes he takes a little bit too much out of the ball, and his final ball today was terrible on occasion. So I feel like he'll get more stick than he deserves, because it wasn't a bad performance for me. It was a willing performance. It was a performance where he sacrificed himself for the team. But ultimately, in this team, you need to show immense quality to stand out, and he didn't stand out. So I'm gonna go 6.5 for him as well. Same as Thiago. But how do I say this? But a positive 6.5, if that makes any sense. I know somewhere Chris Stonage is a very happy man now. Obviously likes a little bit of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain buzz. Right, moving into the attack. Left hand side, let's start with Sadio Mane. Did everything tonight but score for me, and I really, really feel for Sadio at this moment, because some people are giving him a little bit of stick because he's not banging in as many, but he is still impacting games and still giving defences an awful lot to worry about. I wonder if he's getting inside his own head at the minute with the fact that he's having a bit of a drought. I love Sadio Mane. There's so much that lad does that we just won't see again. His stop-start from a standing position to go past the defender, he's phenomenal. And I love that he plays with a smile on his face. I thought he did alright, so I'm going to give him a 7 today, Sadio. He'll have better days, and he was unlucky not to score today, so I'm going to give him a 7. Through the centre, Diogo Jota. Yeah, still trying to figure out if he's a little bit holding back a little bit because of his recent injury, but got himself a goal in the right area at the right moment again today. And he's such a clever footballer with his link-up play. The amount of times he tried little flicks and balls around the corner to play in Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah. I mean, I'm biased, but I really like Diogo Jota. I do. I never thought I'd have anybody to really challenge Bobby Firmino for my love for Bobby. But Jota's a very likeable guy, very likeable player. 7.5 for Diogo Jota today. Wasn't his best performance, but was by far from his worst as well. Now, to the great man, Mohamed Salah. I mean, there aren't any words left. What he does and continues to do will be taken for granted, but it shouldn't be. He is a machine, and even when they try and mark him at the games or they try and double up on him, he always finds a way to get involved, to make the pitch big, His control is phenomenal, his upper body strength is phenomenal, and his ability to just pull out a goal is phenomenal. So again, the great man needs to be lauded. He needs to be given a new contract. He needs to be shown all the love that he deserves, because we won't see the likes of him again for a long time. He is a very unique, special man, and I'm just glad we get to see him in a Liverpool shirt. So for me, just behind Trent, I'm going to give him an 8.5 today for Mohamed Salah, and I love him immensely. So that's my match ratings, my player ratings. I don't bother going through the subs and all that, because if you want me to really quick, Naby Keita 8.5, Bobby Firmino 7, and I can't remember who else came on, so that's that. Jurgen Klopp today, I mean, I think he made the best of a difficult hand that was dealt his way with the withdrawals, obviously, of Van Dijk and Fabinho with COVID, and we wish them a speedy recovery. There's some talk that Curtis Jones was ruled out with the same illness, so we hope that they're both back as soon as possible. The man of the match poll, by the way, is over in the chat. You guys, the Anfield Agenda audience, have voted Trent Alexander-Arnold your man of the match with 60% of the vote. Ibrahim Konate in second place with 22%, Mo Salah with 14% in third, and then other with 2%. That pretty much winds this to a close, my friends. Again, I'm going to get a few more comments, so if there's any questions you have, lash it in the chat. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do take a second, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that Anfield Agenda launched on Twitch this month, and if you want more Anfield Agenda content, entirely free, and I thought everybody knew Twitch was free, but I did see somebody in our community post that, you should come back to YouTube, mate. Not everybody has a $5 for Twitch. Twitch is free. Let me just say that. Twitch is free. All our content is free. There are, like on YouTube, where there are memberships, there are Twitch subs that you can get. But it's all free, and it's 20 hours to 25 hours of more Anfield Agenda content on another platform. It's been a great start to the month for us, but we really would appreciate your support. So if you are a Twitch user, or maybe you're not and you want to give it a try, please do go over and give Anfield Agenda a follow on there as well. Shout out to our TikTok and Instagram accounts as well. Anfield Agenda, there we go. If you haven't given us a follow on TikTok, I think we're at 49.2 on TikTok, so really close to 50k, and we're on Instagram as well. Just search Anfield Agenda on either of those and you will find us. So thank you to our sponsors, the OneFootball app. Don't forget the link is in the description for that. I will be back tomorrow with more content. Keep an eye out on the Anfield Agenda channel for match reaction videos from James Redmond, from Paddy Murphy. I recorded a short one as well that I did in between the match ended and doing this. So look, I'm going to go enjoy my evening, watch the NFL, watch back Kloppo's interview. Thank you guys for everything, as always. If I don't speak to you before Christmas, which I will be here, but you might not be, so have a happy Christmas. Thank you.